Hi everyone, and welcome to Class 22, the second class filled with additional material, almost an addendum to the Modular Method Certification course. These are additions, changes, requests that are made by you, filmmakers, folks that are already certified in Modular Method and wonder, how do we do X? And so we make a rule for that. Today we're going to be talking about mostly your slug lines, your scene headings, but also a little bit about those smaller intercut headings that go within a scene itself. So specifically, we're going to be talking about marking days, nights, flashbacks, day 1, day 2, according to marking things for wardrobe, talking specifically about intercut scenes, interior versus exterior, in-world dates, nightmares, dreams, flashbacks, and things like that. So let's get right to it. All right, so here we have a sample scene. Scene 1, exterior zoo, day 1. Shot 1, wide shot, the sprawling zoo compound. Oh look, another scene heading, because we've changed from exterior of the zoo to interior, zookeeper's office. Now you see, it's not a new scene, it's just another slug line. It's another internal scene heading. Shot 2, close-up, Pat, eyes closed, asleep at desk. And then another one, interior, spaceship, nightmare. Shot 3, mid-shot, Pat and alien stare at each other. Is alien spelled right? No. Pat, I won't help you populate an intergalactic ark. So this is all accurate modular method. Give or take some with my margins here, it is a whiteboard. But there are a couple of other ways that we can do this accurately if you want to provide a little bit more information. So, one is you could put a production bracket right here. And in this production bracket, you could write the date, the in-film, the in-world date. So like, let's say this movie takes place in, well, the 80s are very popular right now. So let's say it takes place September. Oh my gosh, you guys, too hot. September 14th, 1989. You would put that there. And because it's in production brackets, everyone knows with modular method that that is an in-world, in-fiction date. That's not your filming date or something like that. Okay, so that is one way that you can also additionally do this. Day 1 is here because obviously this area, right, we always either say day or night. Just like this area, we always say exterior or interior. Then this is our location, right? Now what is, and this of course is our scene with its scene number. Now, and that is stylistic. Where you cut your scenes is actually up to you, because that's very stylistic. A lot of people like to fade out between their scenes. Sometimes if your pacing is picking up, especially towards the end of a film, you do cut between scenes often, but a lot of people fade between scenes. Okay, so day 1 is the first day that we see our characters. And that's why I often will do in-world dates as well. Because this day 1 is telling my actors if they're supplying their own costuming, or it's telling my producer in charge of wardrobe or my wardrobe department that this is outfit 1. And that just helps keep everything nice and clean, especially if the actors are providing their own wardrobe, their own costumes, because then they know, oh, okay, for that time that I'm asleep at my desk, I need to be in outfit 1. And so they know that when they're called to shoot that scene, that's what they bring with them. All right, so that is one of the things that we can change up and put more details in. Now, this scene is intercut in a way because we're starting exterior, of course, and we're inside the office, but then we're cutting away to the set that is the nightmare. But this could also be intercut in that, for instance, we could snap back and forth. Intercut means to move back and forth between two locations within one scene, because thematically it's still the same scene. You see how scenes are stylistic? And these slug lines, the internal scene headings, I should call them, we could go between the zookeeper's office and the grocery store where Pat's best friend is doing grocery shopping, and we could cut in between those two spaces. between those two locations. So that would be another reason why we might have a bunch of slug lines, a bunch of scene headings or internal scene headings within a single scene. So that's how we do that. It is important. Look, again, it's so important. This is not a new scene, but it does have the interior or exterior. It does have the interior or exterior tag, and it has our location. Now, you could say, well, it doesn't say day one again. That's because, since these are internal, we are assuming that it is taking place on the same day, the same in-world day, the same day in terms of wardrobe, or that it is completely different and non-important. Now, Zookeeper's office, this is obviously going to be day one. Pat, I was supposed to sleep at desk. For the nightmare, this, and if you're going to have more than one nightmare in the film, I would even say nightmare one. So you see, this is kind of making itself its own day or night. Now, what else could you do there? Well, you could write nightmare. Another tag that's approved is dream. Okay, and that's just, it's at a glance telling the actor the kind of mood that we're about to set. Another thing you can say here is flashback. And nightmare, I would say one. All the nightmares chronologically ordered if more than one nightmare appear in the film. So then if you did dream as your tag, one. All the dreams chronologically numbered. Okay, so it's not nightmare one, dream two, no. All the nightmares chronologically numbered, all the dreams chronologically numbered, and flashbacks. So flashback, it would be flashback one, flashback two, flashback three. Okay, so those are all tags that you could use in this internal slug line, in this internal little scene heading. So we have covered this, we have covered this, we have covered this. In-world dates we have covered. Now, if you wanted to, if it was important that there was an in-world date that a flashback occurred, you would put that there. But a dream or nightmare, obviously you wouldn't put an in-world date. And also, if you are, let's say you're starting on day one, and then this scene progresses, and then we return to Pat, but it is now night, you would have, so the nightmare continued, you would have this internal slug line back to the zookeeper's office. So you have zookeeper's, zookeeper's office. And if it has become night because Pat has been napping for that long, you would say hyphen, night one. But you said, but Jennifer, it's not a different scene. This is all thematically the same scene. Yes, but the day one tag that we are assuming has changed. And so we do then want to say night one. Also, if we go into scene two and it is now night, but it's a different scene, scene two, night, but it is the night of this day, we would also put night one. So this kind of scene, the intercut scene, and also the information that we can include in our slug lines, in our scene headings, it is the first thing our producer, our production manager, our actors are going to see, because it's that nice big bold capitals. And it tells folks so much information. It's so vital. Remember, if your production manager is planning the production, they're going to be looking for, what do we need to shoot in the day? What do we need to shoot at night? And so it's really great the more information we can get in here. But as of today, and I believe today is July 26th, 2018, these are the different slug line editions that are approved and that are being regularly used. So I hope that this slightly shorter but still informative Class 22 helps you out in your filmmaking adventure. And this is now officially added to the Modular Method Certification course. If you have a request or you're curious about how something would be done and you'd like it to be officially added to Modular Method, just reach out to blueforgefilms@gmail.com and I'll make sure to make a class addressing your issues. Thanks.